Back to work. For those of you who this is new, Rehearsal Pro, programming, Kotlin Multiplatform, working on the iOS side, rewriting some core data domain into not being stored as core data to fix replication synchronization. See previous videos for context. So last time I was here, I changed this type to see if it would break, or in this case, it's giving me an error from scene to script. I didn't write this code. This is old code. 2 calls to unzip data. One that takes a core data scene reference and then calls it on line scene as if it's a line scene. Now, if I change it to script, like I did, we see it says incompatible. If I leave it as line scene, it says compatible. But when we look at the actual headers, so this is Objective-C, not Swift, all code. Line scene used to be, we moved line scene. We deprecated it. So it's been moved to the dead folder. Turning down the background music. So. Let's just kind of make this a little more full screen here. Pull it all the way over. Right. To see what a line scene object looks like, we typically look at the core data class. Interface, NS managed object. Okay, it's an interface. Has all these wow, what is this? Instance type. All this stuff, which we already had open here. What? Oh, that's properties. Yeah, these are the properties. Core data class, core data properties, and then other miscellaneous stuff. Okay. But if we look at scene, which is not deprecated, we have not moved it to the dead folder. Core data class. We see scene is also subclassing NS managed object. I don't see how this scene class is compatible with line scene class. How is this possible in Objective-C? Why is it complaining about script? In fact, let's look at script. And notice that under script, we've actually redefined line scene as an NS dictionary because this was moved to the dead folder. But script is also an NS managed object. What am I missing here? Is there some way of making line scene a compatible type with scene and yet, or vice versa, scene is a compatible type with line scene? That's scene, line scene. Right, scene. How has this become compatible with line scene? Is line scene anywhere in here? No. So I don't get it. I do not get it. We don't care about that. Unzip data, parameter, scene. Takes a scene. This looks like a type coercion to me. This looks like a cast. What if I don't cast it? It's going to say. building it. Okay, incompatible pointer type. So it does get casted. What does this cast do? How can it convert this interface to this interface? How can it coerce that? I'm ignorant on something in Objective-C here. I'm going to add two coercions. I'm going to add script. It's the first one. First I convert it to script, and then I convert that to line scene. See what it says. So it doesn't care. Essentially, Objective-C says I can pretend an object of this type is of any other type. Because objects in Objective-C are dynamically typed, aren't they? They're dynamically typed. Compiler doesn't care about that. I've overridden. I've said this is really a script object. No, it's really a line scene object. So we pass a scene down here into line scene. We act on it as if it's a line scene. We call interfaces on line scene. How is any of that going to work? That just seems like madness. So Objective-C is not truly statically typed. Or are we talking about strong versus weak typing? What a messy language this is. Messy, messy, messy. Well, this is code that worked previously. I guess I shouldn't mess with it. But the point is, I need to rewrite this to take what is used to be a core data object and is now an in its dictionary. So this stuff's going to break all over the place. Let's see what happens if we comment in. And in fact, let's instead of using the infamous, we're going to say if true, if true. Yeah. Where's the other end of it? It's down here. And if. Now, I don't have no Vim controls in this editor at all. It's completely a mouse-based editor. And we want to pull this over so we can see the emulator when we need it. Okay. Yeah. Not working on the dictionary. Doesn't look like we have that many times this is actually referenced. And we do have Kotlin functions that give us this for each of these. Do I want to rewrite this on the Kotlin side entirely? I have to rewrite all this zip logic. What does it really do? Okay, get a file name. Check if it exists. Remove it. Write to file. Zipped path. This is file helper zip. Assuming there's going to be some zip stuff in here where it actually unzips or zips and unzips. I don't really want to rewrite all of this. Problem is, if I rewrite this and it's being called here for scene, I guess I should just, well, let's see if anybody's using this. If 0. Maybe it's not being called by anybody. That's one way to find out if this code's broken. Build failed. Oh, I want to false this. I'm getting a warning that it's not found. It doesn't look like this gets called. I mean, it wouldn't compile. So we can get rid of this. Some kind of old code that isn't needed. Okay. There's a bunch of zip stuff in Swift code. Maybe this old stuff got replaced with Swift and it's just left behind, dangling. All right, well, that'll take care of that. Let's go ahead and remove it from the interface definition. And I just closed down where it was. Screen helper. Where is this? Show me the path. Show me the path. Where's the path? CUI is not very helpful. Nothing to show me where it is. Where is it? Is there somewhere in here it's showing me the path? Find out dash name file helper. Man, I just have a hard time. I'm switching keyboards constantly between my Mac and others. It's okay. Objective CUI out. Yeah, there's nothing here that can say like take me to the source viewer over here. I'm complaining again about. Okay, let's get rid of this. Looks like. Yeah. So line scene replaced by JSON, we're okay with that as long as we rewrite this. So this is it's not really a to-do. Unused. I'll just put my name in here. Okay. Line scene, line scene, line scene. It is used. Oh, I see. I just get rid of the implementation. I disable the implementation. The compiler doesn't care. It won't matter till it actually gets called, and then it will find there's no implementation for that message, for that method, message method. So this is what calls it. So Swift is calling it. This is Swift. File helper unzip data scene. I don't see how it could be working. It must be working. I don't get it. Wait a minute. I'm thinking too much in terms of static types here. Let's put that back in place. These do not need to be inheritable, compatible types necessarily, as long as the methods that are being called here exist here. And that's what I didn't look at. So let's put this back to true. If true. All right. Here we go. Scene creation date, audio file name, No visible interface, declares a select and add scroll pause to JSON. So if that stuff exists on the scene, audio file name, Scene creation date, yes. And add scroll position, bingo. So to have compatibility, it's duck typing. Looks like a duck, acts like a duck, it's a duck. It's got compatible methods that's going to call, so that's why it can be casted. Wow, what a strange mixture of code. You see this sort of thing, Python and Ruby, right? As long as you provide compatible methods, you're fine. Not compatible methods, but the same set of methods. I mean, yeah, compatible. But this looks really, really different than line scene core data class. It just happens to have some of the same methods. Properties. These are properties in Objective-C. Properties. These are methods. It's confusing. What's a property? What's a method? The syntax is horrible. And there's scroll pause. Okay. So what that tells me is I have to keep all this code intact for scene. And I need to rewrite this specifically for the dictionary. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut and paste. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut and paste this sucker. Okay. It's taking up a lot of screen space. Let's get rid of that. So the new line scene, this is what I'm going to do. Zip line scene, zip scene. All right, so there's an unzip and a zip, right? Same thing here. So I kind of need to double all this. What a mess. Okay, here we go. We're doing this. We're going to put the new line scene up here. We're going to turn this stuff. This is on true. That's fine. Line scene is now a dictionary. It's no longer a core data class. So all we're going to do here is we're going to get rid of that. I know it's confusing. This is really going to be scene. Exactly what we have up above here. We're going to preserve all this. So for the scene class, that's a core data object. I mean, it just delegates to this anyway. We're going to keep all this logic intact. But unfortunately, everywhere there's a reference to the line scene is going to need to be replaced with scene. So let's do that. All right, so in the meantime, this is going to be rewritten. All right. Right, exactly. Down below, what does it say? Duplicate. Oh, because it's scene, 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 scene. Exactly. And now we want this to say scene. Where's the other one? Scene. 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 Where is scene? Scene. So that doesn't break the logic that was there before. It just changes the signature to what it actually is versus what it was coerced to be. Boom. Good. All right, first step. Now we need to actually rewrite this for the dictionary. Okay. Yep, scene, line scene. Yep, replaced by JSON. Technically, replaced by and its dictionary. Replaced by dictionary. It's not a JSON, not JSON at this point. It's just JSON, yeah. I'm typing this in and it's right here. That's funny. It is NS dictionary. It's just JSON. Well, obviously I can see it's replaced by that. How about we just do that? I'm literally making a comment for the line below. This is kind of stupid, isn't it? This is just for my own edification, so I know what changes I've made. All right. Exactly right. Okay, here we go. All right, scene creation date. Can I simply call the Kotlin code? That's the question. Domain, line scene audio file name. Right. This is Objective C. It has to go through the facade. So I have two possibilities. I can actually just search for the directory dictionary entry myself using this, duplicating that, or I can make the facade. This code is going to get replaced by code on the Kotlin side eventually. Let's look at the facade. Shared facade. Really want to rename that. Oh, actually, for the domain objects, they look like this. There we go. Yeah. Audio file name. Domain line scene, audio file name, dictionary. I already have that. I just need to add the others. All right, let's look at our errors again. Errors usually show up here. There we go. Let's just try replacing this one first. Yeah. Audio file name, line scene. Domain. What's it called? Domain line scene. Domain line scene. Make sense? Audio file name line scene. Should work, right? I hit this guy in two places. Is it only one place? I just got the error twice. Let's see. No. Audio file name. Audio file name. That is not correct syntax for calling Objective-C. Let's try that. A little bit line wrappy there. Okay. Gonna note that I rewrote this. Put my little marker in here. Clicking on this, but I'm not getting. I don't know why I'm getting a weird error here. We'll come back to it. We need scene creation date. Cut and paste always does this. It always does this insert in our indent. Scene creation date. Okay. Do I have a scene creation date over here? There it is, scene creation date. Obviously, I call my own standalone function. At some point, this stuff will not be necessary. It is a temporary measure. Oh, no, it's just delegating to the Kotlin that's already there. Okay, good. A shared facade I don't need. Scene creation date. Here we go. Wow. My cut and paste is not cutting and pasting quite the way I want it to. There we go. Let's try this again. Scene creation date. Compile. Are these old? What's going on here? I believe this is a string. It's a string. It's a string. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, right. It's like this. It's like that. Man, jumping around to, yeah, jumping around Objective-C in other languages gets confusing in a hurry how the syntax is different. I jump around a lot of languages, so this shouldn't be a problem. Earlier today, I was just coding in Racket. But it's pretty hard to confuse Racket calls with with Swift, Kotlin, and Objective-C calls because they don't look anything alike. And then audio file name, same thing, we did that wrong. And do I have the right number of closing brackets? I think I do. So what kind of errors we get now? Okay, we're cutting it down. So oh, there it is. Okay. I see it. String append by, okay, so I need to do this. That. Okay. No visible interface. Oh, no. Add scroll position from JSON. And we're going to need to look to see what that looks like. In the meantime, let's check out this other error. What do we got going on here? What happened there? Why is it complaining? Those colors are obnoxious. Really wish it would get rid of the trailing. There's too much stuff here. I don't need scene. I don't need scene. I don't need line scene. Actually, I will need it. I'm literally just closing down stuff that I'm going to be opening again. There's network manager. I have network manager line scene synchronizer. I have this open twice. Why do I have it open twice? I don't know. This is all stuff I'm going to be looking at again. File helper zip. File helper zip. Yeah, why do I have these trailing? Get rid of the trailing spaces. I don't like it. All right, what did I do here? More trailing spaces. Ugh. It's just obnoxious in the diffs, that's all. What did I change? What did I change that it's complaining about? Added that. Oh, looks like I commented something out here. Oh, that's incomplete. It's not work I'm not doing. So what did I change that is mad about? Unzip data, scene, line scene. Well, there was already one that took a scene and it just casted itself to the line scene. So that change should be totally compatible. Right, this here. In fact, let's move this stuff around so that the diff looks a little cleaner. Yeah, let's move this one below. Keep them in the order that they were in. But the simple type conversion and call to the other function gets replaced by the entire function. Let's go boom, boom. See what we get. Diff. Yeah. So this is what happened. Where this called the old function and just casted itself into a line scene, we just moved up the line scene code to it, and it doesn't need to be rewritten. We can get rid of that. What's interesting is it should look like it didn't change that much. Why does it look like it changed a lot? Huh. Yeah, it's still treating the new cold old code. That's annoying. It's really annoying. Get rid of those trailing things. It's probably a way I can just turn it off in there. Yeah, look at that. Annoying. Annoying. It's when I cut and pasted it. I shouldn't have cut and pasted it. What I should have done is just delete, delete, delete. All right, let's diff it again. Let's see how it treats it now with the diff. Interesting that it's still, well, the diff logic is a little strange. See, this looks like the original code. I don't want to have such a big diff that it makes it harder to diagnose what's changed. I want to stash this and redo this so that I get a cleaner diff. Because it's kind of hard to follow. Well, I'm going to get a big diffy chunk either way. I guess this is more readable. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just creating more work for myself. All right, but why am we getting this compatibility with the bool thing? Where's that coming from? Oh, it went away. Okay. So this is what it doesn't like, right? We got to look at add scroll for position for JSON. So what did the original line scene do? Let's take a look at the dead code. Add scroll pause. Is it from list? No, it's from JSON. So of course it's going to be under JSON. Add scroll position from JSON. What does this actually do? Scroll position as JSON, add scroll position from JSON. I have to preserve this behavior. From JSON. What JSON? Scroll position array. If count is 0, create it. Create this scroll position. That's it, just creates it. Line scene self. Oh, gross. Create object in context, manage object context. So a new core data object's being created here. It's just a pointer to the line scene. Otherwise, it searches no, it's updating every element of this array. So if the array is empty, it creates one. If the array is not empty, it creates one. What? Oh, this is adding a scroll position. If count is 0, create one. Otherwise, iterate over this entire array, and for every entry, create one of these things. Well, it's funny that this is a method on line scene, but really it's creating object with the scroll position, giving a reference to the line scene. That's not very cohesive. Creating scroll position should be part of the scroll object. If we're thinking in an object-oriented way, which unfortunately I have to continue to think of in an object-oriented way. Scroll pause. This is a reference to not core data. So scroll pause object that gets referenced or reloaded from core data is not going to be pointing to the line scene properly. Yep, replaced by JSON. Line scene, line scene. This is a problem. It says where these ORM objects have their hooks into the line scenes. This is the pain of partially replacing some of these domain objects. I've got to glue them together. Create object in context. That doesn't work because that's not core data. Fun. What do we got? What identifying information do we have here? A line scene is inside of a line set. It's owned by a line set. It has a scene creation date. Yeah. Fun. It looks like these scroll positions only belong to line scenes. They don't really belong to anything else. Yuck. The original line scene, does it have a collection of scroll positions? It looks like it probably does not. We add scroll positions, but there's not a collection inside the original core data object, is there? Yeah, there it is. Sorted scroll positions. Huh. Uh-huh. Sorted scroll positions. Let's see where this is referenced. Audio player, it's the only place it's used. So this needs to be added to the dictionary. It needs to be associated to the new line scene dictionary in some way. Well, dictionary holds on to any's, so it can be an array of any. Obviously, this code's been commented out because it would be broken right now. Audio player M. Scroll pause. Pretty significant feature. Right here. Set up scroll pause. So as long as I provide that, we're good. What's interesting is that it's only stored locally. This obviously isn't stored in the back end because, or is it? That seems like a discrepancy. Maybe it is stored in the back end. Scroll pause. No, there's no JSON for it. So scroll positions are local. Is it a temporary? It's persistent. This is persistent. It's core data. It's a persistent object. So it gets persisted locally in core data. Copy to scene. Copy to scene. It's a line scene. Again, here we go. Scene is scene. Wait. Oh, okay, so there's a scene and there's a line. Oh my God. I think this is an example of where reusing the same object in different contexts and giving it different properties. But it's interesting that the scroll pause object only exists locally. It doesn't exist remotely. So it's not preserved. The user data gets deleted and they pull down existing line scenes from the remote. Scroll positions are gone. They're only stored locally. They're never communicated to the back end. Well, I'm not going to change that feature, but that is just kind of lame. So how do I connect these two line scenes that are no longer ORM persisted objects? I need an identifier. I need a lookup of line scenes, and I need to carry an identifier here. So instead of being line scene here, this is going to be line scene ID. Let's change this and see what breaks. Let's make this a string. And a string, right? Actually, let's keep the other one intact. Let's make this in a string. Line scene ID. Let's put my stamp on it. And let's see what breaks. I need to fix this. in the implementation. It's not happy about that. Okay. There we go. Right. So line scene's coming in as an NS dictionary object. So somehow, for now, let's just, we don't have a unique ID for it. What do we got? We've got a scene name. Let's just use the scene name for now. That's not going to be unique. It's display name. Display name is actually scene name. Why did I change it to scene name instead of display name? It's display name. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Let's do that for now. So, domain, line scene, scene name, line scene. We need that domain object. I think we have to add this method. Yep. This is obviously not going to be great in the way this works, but this is a placeholder for now. Scene name. Scene name. Not unique ID. I need to fix that. Okay. Seem to be okay with that. Interesting. We're getting this error again. This is that weird thing where sometimes an error shows up, you get a different error and it goes away, and the thing comes back. Anyway, I'll deal with this first. So add scroll position from JSON. It's not going to be a method on line scene. Oh, I see. I'm wrong about it not being persisted on the back end. It's persisted inside this audio file zip. It's not, okay, that's where it means JSON. It means from JSON. This is the JSON. And then it's adding the scroll position because it's downloaded this file, it's coming down. Got it. This is making sense. Okay. So we're going to move this. Well, this is dead code anyway. Yeah, it's deady. You're deader than dead. You're dead. Goodbye. But we're going to add it to scroll pause. To move it cohesively to where it should be in the first place. So this is plus station. It's like static instance type interface line scene. That's going to be in here, right? It's not under properties. It's under this. Yeah, where do we have it here? Huh. It's kind of sitting there under the interface. Instant type, void, 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 void. We're going to move it here. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Add scroll pause. It's not really an add, it's a create. Create. This is a static method. This is a static method. That's the problem. This object orientation, it was a method on an instance of a line scene. I need to move it to a method of the class of scroll pause. Well, these are static methods. Instance type. I think I can call this, right? Plus, that's right. These are the meta class methods. These are the class methods, these are the instance methods. Weird that this copy to scene returns a new instance. Okay. Got it. This is a creation, this is a factory method. Okay. Scroll pauses from JSON scroll pause array. But I need to pass in the line scene. Got it. All right, so this is a plus. From JSON. And next argument, line scene. This is kind of yucky. I don't need the line scene. I just need the line scene name. No, actually, I'm going to take the line scene. This is going to make sense in a second. All right, so line scene, context, context, line scene. We're going to do that. This is new. Put our stamp on it. Well, it's been moved. I'm going to actually put a whole note on this thing. Refactored from dead line scene core data class. Yeah. Okay. And we put it here. Let's grab that old code. Here it is right here. Obviously, I'm going to have to do the scroll pause as JSON. Oh, look at all this. Update audio from J. Oh, wow. There's a lot in here that's going to need to happen. Yeah, a lot of stuff's going to need to get moved over, but one step at a time. All right, you are coming with us. It's not going to work properly until I figure out that unique ID thing. Where are we going? Over here. Yeah. I guess we'll keep it add. We'll keep it as add. Why not? This is how we're going to do this. Yeah, let's put this in the next line. All right, it's going to have to be rewritten, obviously. That isn't going to compile like that, but we're going to keep it as add. It's really add scroll pauses because multiples. But, okay, whatever. Yeah, if there's an array, it's an array. If there's more than one, it's going to go boom, 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 boom. So line scene becomes line scene ID. Right. Which I already did from up here. Boom. We're going to copy that. Oh. Actually, no, that gets passed into this. That's already taken care of. Yeah, that gets passed in here. Okay. So that's fine. Actually, this, you can see that this this method on line scene really belonged over here. Because all this is within context of scroll pause. Misplaced. Okay, so what needs to change here is I'm hanging on to the name of the line scene. This is for the sake of persistence, but I need to maintain a reference to the line scene in memory because it's obviously going to backtrack through it, which we saw already. Well, I don't need to maintain a reference through it if this ID can turn into a lookup. Yeah, I'd rather not have a pointer to that. Well, that's an optimization. I don't need to optimize it right now. Let's just see what we get from here. Let's see how much we choke. We're gonna choke. All right. What do we not like? Oh. It needs this managed object context thing, doesn't it? This gets passed in as is. That's fine. It's going to be this managed object context is the problem. Okay. Line scene is no longer a managed object. It's not core data. is this an array of? It's funny that this says scroll pause array, but what is that an array of? It's not an array of these actual core data objects. Again, from JSON, it assumes this is JSON. It's an array of JSON. And it just assumes the first value is this Y pause. And the second value is that. Oh, look at that. Look at how ugly this is. I mean, why would you pull this out? Why would you pull this out as an intermediate variable and not pull that out as an intermediate variable? It's kind of stupid. Obviously, that's dumb. Right? Do we even need that? I mean, that's not buying us anything. Is that an optimization for debugging? I hate unnecessary intermediate variables. Be nice to do this as a for each. This is 0, a 0, a 0. It's interesting that if nothing is passed in, it just creates one with a bunch of zeros. Why? No idea. All right, line scene, and then we have to have a managed object. Context. And what is a managed object context? Manage. I don't know what this type is. I don't know. Any. Let's do NS object. Let's see, let's let it scream at us. Managed object context. It's gonna have to be passed in. This is the glue that keeps the ORM together. Yeah, save object. Okay. It's probably not going to work as that type. I hate ORMs. I've worked with a lot of them. I have justification for my hate. I was there in the early days when these things were invented. They're stupid. Yeah, I did mean that. Thank you. Oh, that's kind of helpful. Thanks. Is that what I meant? Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it's not NS object, obviously. Is the IDE going to help me here? Tell me what this is. No, it ain't going to do that. Actually, isn't it NS managed object? Because that's the superclass. I think I remember seeing that, right? Super NS. That's all I need. The context is another NS managed object because they all know about each other. That makes sense. D managed. Yeah, okay. All right. Fair enough. My short-sightedness. I mean, it's in the name. Managed object. NS managed object. Yeah, that should work. All right. That should work. Okay, the call to it needs to be fixed, obviously. Incompatible pointer types. Yeah, really? Nullable. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Nullable. Aren't they all nullable? I thought by default every single one of these things could be nullable. Wow, some kind of null protection? Or does that mean not nullable? I have no idea. Okay. Looks like I got that far. Create object in context. It almost seems like this should be the first parameter, right? But nah, it's fine. Right, we're fixing this. We're fixing it now. Here we go. It's now on scroll pause. Scroll pause, add scroll pause from JSON. There's the JSON, the line set itself. I have to actually put in the names, don't I? Right? Line scene, line sets. Okay. Line scene. Makes sense. And then the managed object context. Hopefully there's something I can use here. Script scene something. Because if there isn't, it's going to be a challenge. We're getting rid of this ndef. We don't need that. Do we have a script or a scene or something in here? No, we don't, do we? No. So I got to pass that in here. Oh, how painful. How painful it is. Rewrite it now. Well, I already did rewrite it. But I do want to make a comment that, refactored from original to support line scene as NS dictionary. All right. I don't quite put my name in there right. Okay. I'm missing an S. So this is a problem. In order to create new managed objects, I need an existing managed object that I can grab. It pretty much can be any, right? Does it have to be one that's related to it? I don't think so. Well, there's got to be a script. There's got to be a scene. There's got to be a script. Script is really the connector. It's kind of the mother class here. I could pass the script in as an argument. Or I could just go out and try to grab some globally visible current script or some nonsense like that. Gross, huh? There's script. What a great name. Save script from script. What is this? These are all class level. What the hell is array with response? It's on script. I'm just curious. Save script, from scriptity scripts. This is such a big task. Oh, look at all that needs to be rewritten. Yay, fun. Sorted line sets. Where's this array? Control F, array with response. Temp fetch. Allocate immutable array. Weird. Yeah, grabbing globals is not smart. It's not the way to do it. Globals are bad. They are bad, bad, bad. I think we're going to have to pass in an argument to the unzip guy. Yeah, I know. Script. We don't have a pointer back to the script from line. It's in a dictionary, which we don't. Did we ever add? I don't think we did. Right? No, no. It doesn't have a script pointer in it. Pretty sure it doesn't. We wouldn't have done that. We're not going to carry around a pointer to a core data object sitting inside just a plain old dictionary. So this has to get passed in. So we're going to have to, we got to, yeah. We got to have a script. Sorry. Got to have a script. Bummer. And obviously, we need to change the signature in the header. One of the fun things about Objective-C, C, C++ is headers and implementations are separate files. Fortunately, this is fixed in later languages, but it's super annoying. File helper, where are we? File helper. File helper H. File helper H, please. Where's file helper H? It's under app, isn't it? Here it is. Yeah. Sorry. This is new. Script must be provided. Zippity zip zip. Just gonna put my stamp on everywhere I'm stamping. So it's gonna break in the call. Let's hope the caller can pass in the script. Just crossing my fingers that something will be available to pass across the boundary. What? Hello? What? What? Stop the madness. No. God, it's so weird working with a language that is a mixture of static typing and dynamic typing and just kind of lets you get away with ignoring things and all that. I mean, come on. This shouldn't be callable. I just modified this. Oh, is it delegating through here? No, don't tell me it did that. Don't tell me it delegated through scene, and then the scene coercing to line scene is the only way that it got called. Oh my God. This is some bad code. I can't see this. RS Network Manager, scene, file service, scene, nobody ever calls this with line scene. Oh, there it is. There it is, right here. Yeah, the AF Network Manager. That's the guy that's calling this. Why is this allowed? This just becomes null? Nil? That's funny, they say nullable, but actually it's called nil. Or is it? It's nil in Swift. Maybe it's null in Objective-C. Oh, I don't know. All right, so it's AF Network Manager. It shouldn't have let that happen. It should not have let that happen. That should not have been legal. Oh, maybe it's not getting called because it's commented out. That's why it compiled. Because I'm just building up what I need to uncomment this. Of course. All right, my fault. Not your fault. Not your fault, Mr. Compiler. Okay. My bad. My bad. Let's put an F in here. Let's see how far we get. And this should be the one where it says you need a script. Now, here's the test. Do we have a script? No, we don't. Damn. Where's download line scene getting called from? So because part of this download process is going to create core data objects, some core data object has to get passed in as a relative for this managed object context thing. And this is, unless there's some global somewhere managed object that represents the top level of the core data. There's going to be a lot here. View controllers, tent manager. Let's just look at files. Notice I don't even look at the text. Directory dead. My screen, my synchronizer. UI views, core data, script functions, DB manager. It's probably this one. I might get away with grab. I bet this has got a singleton. I bet I can use that. Because it's got to start somewhere. Somebody's at the top. There's always a God object of some kind. A root. A grandparent of everybody. Yeah, so legacy, well, that's Swift. I wanted an Objective-C. Well, there's a lot in Objective-C. Core data. The DB manager, though, is probably getting created in Swift. Script, beat marker, highlight. I mean, Objective-C code is running against Swift code. It can't run by itself. NS manage object was operate. Let's see what we got there. What is this? Oh, these are monkey patching. All the way back in Objective-C, you can monkey patch existing framework classes. People think that's cool. I don't think it's cool. All right. Map JSON. There's your JSON. It's nothing in a object and a string. All right, let's look at this DB manager guy. It's going to be in the core data, DB manager. What do we got? Oh, these are extensions. This is more monkey patching. Script. Whoa, look at that. This is an extension on NS managed object under DB manager. That's like, yeah, that's really obvious. And then we put an extension on script in here just for the hell of it. Okay. Bingo. Bingo. Singleton. There's our managed object context. Can I grab it from Objective-C? Probably without, well, that is a class. I wonder if there's any Objective-C that does that. Yeah, it's the same database. What am I doing? Find grab, DB manager. Hopefully, this can be accessed from Objective-C. No. Nobody knows about it in Objective-C. It's all totally in Swift. Instantiate. This is a generic function used to instantiate in-memory instances of defined database entity classes, core data classes. Gross. Yuck. I don't want to rebuild all this right now. I have to do it in the long run, but I don't want to do it right now. Line scene, line scene. Download line scene. All right. Let's backtrack. Let's keep backtracking. Called from the synchronizer. Called from network manager. Line scene synchronizer is somebody we're looking at right now. Download line scene. Do we have a script? Do we have a script? No. Do we have a script here? No. God. All right, I think I have to remove scroll pause from the core data realm and make it make it just a dictionary like the rest of them. It's tangled, entangled. Scroll pause functions. Look at that. Oh, I don't want to go down this route. But I still have to do that. I have to do that unique ID thing for line scene. Oh, gross. All right, we're going to do this. We're just going to use this DB manager thing. It's passing in the scripts is annoying. Yeah, we're going to do it differently. All right, we're going to do this. Yeah, this is gross. I don't like it, but it's what I got to do. Where was DB manager? Here it is. Exactly. Got to make an Objective-C compatible function. Context or default. Default context. Can you hear that in the background? Somebody near the room. Do we actually put this in backticks like this? Is that right? Is anyone going to let me do this? I have no idea. Oh, it looks like this. Yeah, it's being used yeah, my script synchronizer shared. What about my scene synchronizer? Oh, that's all in Swift. It's all in Swift. Yeah. Can't really say self from a class, can I? Gross. Gross. Wow, what a hack this is. Hack for, yeah, just hack. Super hack. Let's compile that and see what happens. Whoops. What happened? Try again. That's okay, because we're going to go back to doing this. Oh, where was it? Where was it? God, look at all this stuff. What a mess. It's just a mess. It's just messy mess. Stuff is not cohesive at all here. I don't need that. I don't care about 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 that. Don't care. Don't care. DB manager, obviously I do care because I just modified it. So where are we? We're getting rid of that. Oh, I guess we can put it back on one line. It's really inconsistent formatting. Inconsistent. Yeah, inconsistent formatting. And now, where is it? Where is it? There we go. DB manager default. Oh, yeah. Objective C. DB manager default context. Yep, let's try that. Obviously, I need to fix the header. Where are you? There you are. Okay, we didn't change this. We're going back to the way it was before. Can I do Control Z's on it? Yeah, I can. It remembers. There we go. I'm not going to try to fix all of it, but if I can just get this thing, I'm going to stop. It's already getting close to dinner time. Okay. Oh, look, these are like grade. Oh, there we go, DB manager. How do I get to it? How do I get to Swift declarations from, I mean, obviously I get here, domain line scene. This is reachable. What does it need to make that reachable? Did I not, is it mixed case problem? Is it DB manager? Like, what is the problem? DB manager. Do I need an import? Why do I need an import? Can't find it. Domain. How am I going to be able to find domain? I can obviously find that from no, I don't want all that. Shared facade. Shared facade. How do I find you? Is there an include somewhere? I don't see an include anywhere. I have to put something on the class itself, don't I? This isn't enough. Yeah, I gotta do that. Oops. Can't just put it on the method class itself. Now it should be visible, right? No include, import required. What? Oh God. Is there any, wow, I'm really fucking with this, aren't I? This is a mess. I don't want to mess with this class. Who knows what side effects damage could fall out from it. Well, we're going to have to fake you out. Mama said fake you out. DB manager context. There's no static here. There's just a static function. It's not really a hack. I mean, it kind of is. This whole thing is a hack. Core data is going to go away eventually, but I'm just going to say yuck. I like saying yuck. All right, default context. Yeah. Do it like that. Then we don't need to tweak this. We just need to be able to get at it from Objective-C. We can't call this directly. And just like on domain, yeah, it's an NS object. Okay. So interesting that DB manager doesn't have any superclass at all. It's just a nothing. You're a nobody. It's just, I guess Swift doesn't have to have a superclass, probably because it's implied. But I would think it would be implied in its object. That's what I would think. All right. Yeah, we're moving that DB manager context. Yeah. DB manager context. Default. Oh, that's a keyword. Nasty. Department of Redundancy Department. Incompatible pointer. Nullable. Wow, you're just so picky about this. Okay. Well, obviously this is that's Objective-C syntax. I would think that would be the Swift syntax. I bet it's not going to like it. For nullable. Oh, did it let me get away with it? I think it worked. Done like that. Done like that, done like that, done like that, done like that, done like that. Well, maybe we can actually rewrite these parts. Let's go for it. I said rewrite this now on the Kotlin side. Oh yeah. I am rewriting this on the Kotlin side. Oh, right, okay. Yes. I'm completely lost. I'm such a dork. Right, this is being rewritten on the Kotlin side. Understood. Yeah, this is the only place that was making a call to. I'm glad I noticed that I said Kotlin side. Only place making a call to this guy. Because I'm replacing it with iOS app platform here. Yeah. unzip data, placing it with this call. Now file service unzip data calls file helper. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that file service just delegates to file helper. It's kind of stupid. Where is it under Swift? It's under UI up. Oh, I'm in Swift. I can actually find it. Jump to definition. Where are you? No, file service. Jump to definition. No, it's in a comment. Doesn't like it. File service. File service. Where are you? Swift Foundation. File service. Yeah, see, this just calls this guy. But what's interesting is it goes from scene to scene. And remember, scene just called line scene. Now I'm calling line scene. So really, yeah, I copied this, didn't I? It's the same. This is the same. And what's the difference? There's no difference here. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't care about that. So the reality is, file helper, where was I? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So it's static. Yes, that is static. Okay. So I really just say file helper. Helper. Data. Yeah, line scene. So where's the line scene? Right. It makes the call, makes the post call, and then it comes into here. Right here, unzip data. It passes the line in. And this maps. We're not doing that. We're doing this once. We're going to shutter the HUD. Yeah, we're doing this, we're doing this. Why is this not showing me as a comment? Look at that. Isn't that weird? IDE confusion. All right, yeah. Unzip data, dict line, shutter HUD. We're done. Okay, so unzip data. Oh, success failure. Obviously, I'm not passing that in. Success is going to be, yeah, the error handling is over there. Okay. Failure, success. I need line. Line scene. Data. Unzip data, scene. Line scene. Oh, not scene, line scene. Ugh. Line scene, line scene. Response data, line scene, got it. From Swift calling into Objective-C. Failure, success. it's going to choke on the column that I just did all this. Oh no, I guess not. Yeah. Yeah, unzip data. It's wrong. Platform functions. App platform. Unzip data. We don't have it. We haven't made it yet. Caps lock. And data. I forgot what data is. Data is just some random stuff. It's binary something. Is it any? Let's make it any. Oh my God. Unzip data. Yeah, obviously we're gonna refactor this at some point. Yeah, mutant. Any. Map any, just the line scene. We have a success and a failure. What a mess this is, huh? Any parameters is any. No, whoops. This is data, comma, line scene, success, failure. What did we want success, failure to look like? Failure just has an error, successes do nothing. All right. This is string. Oh, success, failure, success, success, failure. Success takes an app mutant. This takes a string, app mutant. Okay. Success, failure. Unzip data. Any align scene, success, failure. How does that work? Just seems like, why am I lost? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parameters. Function. Oh, it just calls the failure function. Got it. So this is success. This is, yeah, okay. I understand. If you're watching, I hope you understand too. Okay. All over the place. All righty. There's our success and failure. And our failure's up there and our success is down there. Yeah, I wanted to make a reusable failure function. So let's do that. Fun failure. Takes an at mutant, an error string, okay. This doesn't do anything other than failure. Equals. Make that reusable. Okay. Completion false. Oh, completion is where we came in here originally with completion. Got it. Success, comma, failure. There we go. All right, so we got a reusable failure function. Fun failure equals, oh, what does that return? I think it returns an at mutant, right? There we go. Okay. So we can pass that as failure here. Failure. And success. So shutter HUD, we're going to put that in success. Actually, in success, I'm just going to move this whole thing in here. All right. So dictionary, line, obviously I need the at mutant. At mutant, dictionary, line. This is success. And then failures here. Call back hell, call back hell. All right, so we're unzipping the data. Completion false. Completion true. So completion false says yeah, we're going to keep it as false. Well, actually, no, we're going to keep it as, we're going to say true because we did replicate. Didn't we replicate? We did replicate. Yeah. Present info dialog, shutter HUD. Maybe we should shutter the HUD and then present the info dialog. What did I do before? Shutter HUD, present info dialog. Yeah, do that first. Let. Shutter HUD, completion false, platform functions, present info dialog, returns at mutant, failure, failure, success, failure, success, remote post, This is my call to remote post on success. This is the response. We call zip data, and on success from that, we say completion, shutter the HUD. I want to present the information anyway. But on failure, I'm going to show an error. This might compile. I'd be very impressed if it does. Wow. How long have we been recording? 2 hours. Close to time to stop. We're missing info dialog to string, unzip data. Success and failure. Unzip data looks right. Takes 5 arguments. At mutant, any, dictionary, line scene in this case. At mutant. Success, failure, success takes an at mutant, failure takes a at mutant string. That all looks correct. Why am I not matching? Present info dialog. Unzip data, failure. Why not? Something's expected, not expected. Remote post. Unzip data. What am I missing? Completion true. Doot. I don't know why. Look at the cascade. I was able to pass failure here. Why can't I pass it there? I'm passing a function. Failure. What did I do wrong? Completion. Shutter HUD. Present info dialog. This actually needs to be a let, just like it is there. Yeah, I need this. Oh, I want completion after I shutter the HUD. Yeah, same as before. This looks like a pattern which is being replicated here. Oh, this looks the same. Well, this is just debug. All right, this is just debug. Shutter HUD, let complete. Yeah. This is just debug. That failure thing up there is legit. This is just to do tracing. But what's wrong with my parentheses? Failure expected. No. Can I just pass? Can I not pass a local function? Yeah, I can't quite do that. Well, why can't I? This is static. This function within this function It's a closure. Is this enclosing anything? Yeah, it's enclosing the completion that's passed in. So the remote post makes a call, passes in. Technically, this would be a closure that closes over this. What else does it pull in that it needs? Maybe it doesn't like that. But here I have a signature. Well, it's a lambda. This isn't a lambda. This is a function definition. See, this is where I think it's a mistake in languages to distinguish between a static function definition. I mean, if this first class function, this should be a value that I can pass, but I don't think I can. I think I have to do this. I think I have to lambdaize it, which is kind of gross. Yeah, I think I have to lambdaize it. AM, error string, ES, failure, AM, ES. Let's see if it allows that. Yeah. Inferred type is any, but any was expected. Any question mark. All right. Oh, right. It is because I'm dereferencing the dictionary, and it could not have an entry there. Okay, so I got to do the same thing here. I got to lambdaize this. I cannot just pass a statically defined function as a value. So technically, I have to make a lambda that calls the static function as a value. This is going to provide the closure. Well, maybe that's what it is. I can't just, it's not going to implicitly create a closure if I just name the function, right? See, success here is coming in as an anonymous function. And obviously in remote post, you could see success here is passed as a closure. So closure becomes a function type. But if I actually just put the name of the function here without wrapping it, I have to lambdaize it. I have to make it into a lambda. It won't just implicitly wrap a closure that takes those arguments. I have to say, here's a lambda that takes these arguments. When you execute, then call failure with these arguments. Right, because it's enclosing these arguments. Oh, that, you know what, that kind of makes sense, because how does it know? Like if I just put failure in there, I'm saying like, here's the signature, and it takes an AM and an error string. It takes these types. How would it know what to pass? Oh, but no, this doesn't reference the error string here. This is, no, it should still work. It should just automatically enclose it, but it's not doing that. So I have to enclose it in a lambda as a lambda. Yeah, it's just the way the language is written. Okay, this makes more sense. Look at all this concurrent confusion. Concurrent confusion. All right. And can we now build it like this? Let's see what happens. I can't even dare to run it. I just want to see if I can compile my way through this mess. This is non-trivial work. Oh. Is it letting it happen? No. A lot of stuff it doesn't like here. All right, first starters. These need app ins, I know that. So we got to do that. We got to fix that. Unzip data. Line scene. Do I have to do that? Do I have to do that? Do I have to name? Where the hell was file service? Huh. File service, where are you? Where are you? There it is. I don't have to provide the argument name, the parameter name for data, but I do have to provide the parameter name here. Oh, because this is that weird Objective-C is the Swift thing. Okay, so I do have to do that. Doesn't like my any. Big surprise. File helper. Instance. Weird. Ah, yeah, dot. Static. Okay. Back to where we were. Okay. Data. Yeah. There's no way this is gonna, well, actually, technically any to any. I got it from iOS and passing it back to iOS. So I am going to coerce it. Data. How do I cast in Swift? It's not the same way. It's as. That's right. As the data. As data question mark. Any question mark as data question mark. Data as data. This really should just be called any. Data as data. All right, let's try that. Any is not convertible. Why not? Sure. No, we're not going to force a downcast. We aren't doing that. Okay. As data. Otherwise, we're going to do an if let. Multiple failures here. For safety's sake, if let data equal any data as data. If not, oh, this is where we would say guard. Should I do it? Guardlet. Guardlet. Do I need to as any data as data? And then I go like that. We're going to say any data. Actually, we're going to call it data any. Data equal data any. Okay. Then we're going to do an if else let error. Unzip data. Let's try that. How about that? Failed to convert. Unzip. Data. Data. Any. To data. All right. Guard. Else. I'm doing it the Swift way. There's let data. Not in scope. Oh, God. What? Come on. Guard let? Not in scope? How do I get rid of this? Come on. How are you supposed to use this? Gotta be kidding me. Guard let. Guard let. What is the point of guard if I can't use this let elsewhere? Oh. It's funny, I used guard myself. Here I am ragging on it, I used it myself. iOS app UI. I mean, look at that. Guard let blob, else return. Blob. What? Do I need to wrap this in parentheses? Is something weird about the scope here? What? Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. Okay. Got it. All right. Guard let data equals data is any else if let error data 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 else error error error. What do we got now? Wrong numbers of arguments or something somewhere. All right, that matches that. That matches that. That matches that. That matches that. Unzip data. Really helpful compiler. Just tell me I'm missing a comma. Thank you. Return must not fall through. Well, I guess that makes sense. And I'm returning an app mutant, right? Yeah, I think I have to return all these. I think that's correct. Okay, I got through everything I was working on, but I've got this weird error popping up again. Strangely, it's not stopping the build. Why is it not doing it? Let's do one of those clean and build. Sometimes it just seems like the build cache gets clogged up. We don't need main, get out of here. All right. Supposedly, this is the complete process to calling unzip data. I have a hard time thinking I'm going to, it's going to work. Don't need that. File service, we're done with that. File helper. What's interesting is this all looks synchronous to me. Like the actual call to unzip looks synchronous. The scroll pause thing isn't going to work right. I need to fix that. Boom. Something didn't fly. Remote post, it didn't like it. Data. Set line scene ID. Okay, I'm going to need to fix that. I'm not going to do it right now. But obviously I've got to deal with the scene ID thing. Yeah, it's trying to set the line scene ID and it doesn't exist. Well, actually, let's take a look at that really quickly. Why doesn't it exist? Where it's on scroll pause, right? We did get some warnings in here. Compatible pointer. Oh, the nullable thing. This still didn't work? Managed object context to parameter of type managed object. Oh, I can fix that. Yeah, okay. Where's scroll pause? Where is it? Not there. It's here. Yeah, I can fix it. I can fix it. Scroll up. I think my brain's melting. Context. Yeah. And let's look at this context. Okay, that fixes that. And then line scene, properties. property, line scene ID, retain. No, copy is what we want here. This might work, actually. But I'm going to come back to it. Copy, line scene ID. Do I need it here? Dynamic. I mean, what else do I need? Do I not initialize it here or here? Line scene ID. It looks like this is what's failing, right? It's this call. This is the only place it gets assigned. Line scene, passing line scene in. Scene name comes back to the string, line scene. Huh, why is this failing? Let's put a breakpoint. We're getting up to 2.5 hours. A long one. Let's see if we get past this. No. Yeah, I didn't like that. It's just a string. What's the problem? What's the problem, man? Let's try again. Oh, maybe it's the... Huh. Could it be this? Scene name? Line scene? Look at domain. Scene name, domain line scene, dict. Dict is. We're looking for NN. Are we going to find, there it is, NN, value, any object. It's a string, line 4. I think domain name, domain line scene name, NN as string, otherwise you're going to get no name. That's not the problem. It's here, it's this assignment. Barfs on this. Why does it barf on this? Is it because this doesn't match? Scroll pause. Is there some metadata somewhere for this? In this entity description, scroll pause. Is there some other file that defines the properties that are supposed to be in the database? This one's not in the database. I'm guessing that's the problem. I think I augmented script. Yeah, I bet there's some database definition somewhere, some DDL, data definition language, that I'm not familiar with. Let's do a search. Let's just search for everything. Get out of my way. It's going to be up at the top level. Find grep through everything for scroll pause. Shell. This could take a while. Look at all this crap. I gotta tell it not to give me errors. Oh, that's not helpful. There's some kind of I don't know where. Oh God. Fine, grab. Scroll pause. What are you doing? Oh, good. It's not giving me the errors. I don't want the errors. Give me the non-errors. There we go. That's what I wanted. Element XC data model. See, I've never used this before, but I know enough about how these things are built. I knew there would be some kind of DDL somewhere. And it's really stupid that you have to write code to match the DDL. The whole point of the DDL is to generate code for you. But then you have to write code declaring the properties. So that's really stupid. Yeah. So rehearsal, XC data model. Where is it? Is it here? Where is it? Images, images. That looks like it. That looks like it. There we go. Look at this, a GUI interface. I can't even see the original file. I have no idea what the original file is. So I have to add an attribute here, don't I? Yeah, look at the relationships. Scene. Notice how it doesn't have a line scene. And why are there multiples of these? These different generations? These must be migrations. Oh, how painful. I'm betting line scenes in here. Yeah, look at that. These are different generations. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. It's like a migration. That's what this is. Do I have to create a migration? Oh, this is why ORMs suck. Object relationship. This is what you call an impedance mismatch. These are simply atomic values. Well, atomic, not in the concurrency sense. These are atoms. Primitives. Fine. Primitives. This is a complex relationship. In memory, it's a memory pointer. In the database, it's whatever the database is, foreign keys. And so it's this abstraction of a relationship that has to be munged between foreign keys and that. And this is the magic provided by ORMs. It's supposed to be helpful, but it's just pain. This is why object databases failed. And in my opinion, ORMs are failing in the same way. It's just taking them a lot longer to die because object-oriented programming is the dominant programming paradigm in the commercial world. But relational databases is still the dominant data storage in the commercial world. Object databases tried to come in and supplant them, but they failed. So we're stuck with ORMs because the programming model is objects, the storage model is relational. Object relational mapper. But in the case of this app, there was no reason to store any of this data in a relational database because it's just metadata. The real data is binary anyway. And it comes from the back end in the form of JSON. It should have just been kept as JSON, just as simple files. There's nothing to be gained by putting in a database, creating complex relationships, except that the application code wants to be written as a bunch of objects. And so if you don't relational map to objects, you would have to JSON map to objects, which actually in some ways is simpler, as we're seeing. So do I want to tweak this? If I tweak it, are we going to get a migration here? Is it going to break existing instances of users? Yeah, this is what I don't want to do. See, these things are getting stored locally. The information that ties this, all right, This is too deep. I have to come back to this. That's the end of today's video and work. I've got to go make dinner. Well, a lot of fun. I hope you're having fun, whatever programming you're doing. And if you're not, well, I wish you the best of luck.